Good afternoon. So today I want to look at the 2 on the Enneagram. Remember, we're working our way through. And the 2s are motivated by the need to be loved and valued and to express positive feelings towards others. And they often tend to be in the helping professions because they can intuit how people do feel and what others need to make their lives better. They're really good at that. I'll give you an example at the end. And they want the world to be a more caring place. The downside of it is sometimes they have a hard time saying no, and they can burn out. And they're busy taking care of everybody else, but they're not taking care of themselves. All right. So remember now, I'm just the amateur here. My wife is the expert. You go to her website. What is it? Journey to Inner Wisdom. Journey to Inner Wisdom. All right, and she'd have more information there. But again, you get a sense of how it helps to be aware of the different energies of the different numbers, because a 2 who's unaware can fall into the trap of denying his own needs or her needs and taking care of everybody else. But then they can get resentful and they say, well, I'm taking care of everybody else. Who's taking care of me? Things like that. Whereas a 2 who is conscious of his or her type can then take more time to take care of themselves and give themselves the same attention they give everybody else. So again, this is why I'm saying it's helpful to know sort of the upside and downside of the different types. And then the movement for a 2 is to 4 and 8. Remember we said that there's a mathematical component to the Enneagram and there's movement. And by moving to the positive side of 4, the 4 is the romantic. A 2 could learn to express their own needs better, and including the ability to say no, and to realize that they can, there's other sources to find their self-worth other than just caring for helping other people. All right. And by moving towards the positive side of 8, the 8 is the asserter. They feel more self-confident, more powerful, become less concerned about others' opinions of them. And then remember we said there's wings. And so obviously 2 is here. So on either side is a 1 or a 3. The 1 is the perfectionist. The 3 is the achiever. And 2s with a stronger 3 wing tend to be more self-aware, ambitious, outgoing, and competitive. And they're better able to set goals and work towards them. All right, rather than just take care of everybody else. And 2s with a stronger 1 wing tend to be more idealistic, objective, self-critical, and judgmental. All right. So again, this is just a little kick at the can. And I said one of the ways that might help is by looking at things that you would never do. This is from the Enneagram 8 Easy. Here are things that they list a number of things that 2 would never think of doing. So think of this. Refusing to smile at anyone for a month. Well, I hope that's not just a 2, but anyway. Accepting all compliments with a simple thank you and not discounting them or brushing them off or explaining why they didn't deserve it. Not wanting to take home an adorable kitten that they found. Not wanting to pay back friends tenfold for a favor that they were done. They did. Not giving a second's thought to a coworker's snub. That would be hard for 2. Telling a friend they couldn't give them a ride to the airport without making up or giving reasons or excuses. And finally, just saying goodbye rather than adding good luck, stay well, have a nice day, whatever. So if any of those sound familiar to you, it's a good place to look. Say, well, am I a 2? So I said that a good example for me, and it's always helpful to have somebody in mind. And a friend of mine that he's dead now, but we lived together for 5 years. He was a 2, and he was a great counselor and therapist. So I would get clients or students that I didn't have a clue what to do with. I'd say, go see him. And he was invariably, he'd come up with something. He was able to help. He was really, really sensitive that way and very aware. And but his mindset, interestingly enough, was he always felt that a client or anybody, they know the answer to the problem somewhere in their head, somewhere they have, at some level, they have the answer to the problem, to their problem. So that he saw his job as to help them find that answer, and in so doing become more independent, more responsible for their own behavior. So he was very good at connecting with people, but then he really encouraged them to become their own best selves. And that was a great attribute of his. Anyway, but he was a 2 on the Enneagram. Okay, so next week, go to 3. Cheers.